Hey guys, back for another training update. Here we go. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks now since the last training vlog. It's been kind of crazy. January and a couple new clients and just kind of work and life being crazy. But training volume is also starting to pick up, which, you know, if you're going to add something, you got to cut something. If you go from 2 hours, 2.5 hours of training a week to 4.5 to 5 hours of training, like those hours got to come from somewhere. So, but the good news is last 2 weeks we're kind of getting back up into the normal range. For the week of December 30th through January 5th, we hit 4 hours of training, not counting a lift. And that was, about half an hour long. So we got about 4.5 hours 2 weeks ago. And then last week, we got about 5 hours, if you include the lift time. So there haven't been like any crazy workouts or anything like that. It's been pretty smooth and controlled. The focus has been on just kind of getting the volume up and keeping the heart rate down and making sure we keep the lifting and the swimming and the biking kind of integrated so we're not getting hurt again. Just kind of a little more well-rounded fitness kind of stuff. So, I mean, most of our runs, if I'm running by myself, I'm running anywhere from 7:15, 7:30 pace. We've had some really good weather the last couple weeks here in northern Louisiana. I say good. We've had a decent amount of rain. But it's been like 65, 70 degrees out. This morning at 5 a.m. it was 68 out for the 5 a.m. workout this week. So it's been a little warm for doing like harder efforts, but it also hasn't been like 20 degrees, so we haven't really been like wearing the tights for most of this stuff. But just starting back 2 weeks ago, for the week of December 30th through the 5th, we took that Monday off coming back from Oklahoma. Like I needed to like kind of do laundry and get caught up with work, and like the normal getting back from a trip kind of stuff. And so I ended up taking the day off, and it felt pretty good. When I came back on Tuesday, and I ran an easy 4 miles in my Escalantes. So it was kind of my first time running in the Escalantes in a while. So, they're a zero drop shoe because they're made by Ultra. And it's the first time running in them in a while, partly because I was wanting some more stability from my Brooks Ghosts, just because I was dealing with the whole unstable left ankle thing. And so I did an easy 4 in the Escalantes, just kind of feeling them out, seeing how it was going. I ended up moving a little faster than anticipated. Averaged about 7:08 on that run. But it felt okay in the grand scheme of things. I don't think it was too crazy. Not that I'm a little leery about trusting my heart rate monitor on my watch all the time. But, I mean, it was between 150 and 155 for most of it. Either on the track or on kind of the sidewalk, kind of going around the block there. So I got a little bit of hill in there, not much of one though. Or no, I'm sorry, I was on the grass. On the grass and on the track, just kind of mixing it up. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay run. I was just tired, but yeah, it felt okay in the grand scheme of things. Then the next day, we went out at 5 a.m., starting the new year off right, got an easy 8 miles in with Troy. We weren't doing any speed work or anything, despite it being the Wednesday morning speed session. But we just went out. He was running a couple minutes late, so I did about a mile before he got there. And we just ended up checking out the newer, just opened section of the Greenway. And I wore my Escalantes again. So I was anticipating when I got there, like having to do some speedier stuff on the track. Not hard, but maybe like some threshold intervals or something. Something where I could use some lighter weight shoes. But it ended up working out. They're just a little bit softer after getting really beat up in Arkansas running on concrete, which is part of the motivation to see how I was feeling in the Escalantes. They're just a little softer, and I felt pretty good. towards the end of the run, I could tell the posterior chain on that right leg was getting a little tired. You know, the calf and the hamstring were just getting a little tight. But it wasn't too bad. And then the next day, it was slow. I mean, we averaged like 8:12 a mile, I think. So for me, that's fairly slow. But it was my first 8-mile run in weeks. So like I was perfectly happy to take it easy. So then the next day, I made a point of doing a recovery effort. So I did 20 minutes on the spin bike, and then went and did 20 minutes at the loop. You know, nice soft grass, nothing crazy. But it got me 40 minutes of work in with 20 minutes of it being on the bike. And then Friday, we lifted. The watch day is a little goofy for the lift. Just it wasn't as long as it says it was because I forgot to stop my watch. I was helping my wife. Julia was learning how to use the cable machine because now she's pregnant. You're not supposed to work out on your back. You know, like you're not supposed to lay down flat on your back while you're pregnant, right? And so doing stuff like any kind of chest press or anything where you'd normally lie on a bench is not highly recommended for pregnant ladies. Alternatively, trying to do push-ups and stuff like that, like eventually her stomach's going to get in the way because she gets really pregnant when she's pregnant. And so, you know, we just happened to be at the gym at the same time. And so I took some time to show her how to use the cable machine. That way she can do anything she needs to standing up and stable and controlled, and she can do any exercise she needs to. And it was great. It was awesome. And she's been going and using it, and I'm super proud of her. She was doing awesome. But anyway, when I got done lifting, and I had like a little kink in my right shoulder, but you know, I kind of worked it out. I probably just didn't warm up enough. I'm doing some chest flies. But then I went and ran on the Greenway afterwards, just an easy 4 miles. It's funny, I was actually finishing up right as they were doing like the grand opening stuff. They had like the cameras out there and the mayor was out there, and kind of like they had installed some outdoor exercise equipment, like, you know, some metal TRX straps with rings on them and push-up bars and pull-up bars and like that kind of stuff right at the north end where I was parked. And I was like, man, this would be a great opportunity, because I even had my Allen Endurance shirt on. You know, I was like, man, there's potential for like free press, but I didn't really quite have time to do that because I did, like, you know, I had to get to work. I had some stuff I had to get done on that, you know, because it's Friday. I had to get to cardio crushers. But it was a good run. I was feeling good. Saturday at practice, I was starting to feel a little better. Not really trusting the heart rate monitor. It was like not reading correctly. But I ran 5 miles out at the lake, you know, on the paved path around the lake at Lincoln Parish Park. And I averaged 7:10 a mile, and it felt okay. Sunday, it was like, by the time I got out, it was, you know, 2:30 in the afternoon. And it was 67 degrees, full sun, just a little bit of a breeze. It was like kind of like the perfect spring weather to make you just want to just go run, you know. But I didn't want to run too much because I'd only gotten 2 hours and 14 minutes of running the week before. I didn't want to jump it too much, and 2 hours and 40 minutes, what I ended up getting for the week, or 3 hours and 40 minutes, that was a pretty good jump. You know, like 50% is a pretty big jump for mileage for running. So, you know, I was trying not to be greedy. So I got 5 miles in, it felt pretty good. And then the next Monday, you know, we get to the week of January 6th through the 12th, and I did the work on the bike. I just an easy 30 minutes on the bike, and it felt okay. You know, it just, you know, the average 240 watts according to the bike. I don't know how accurate it is, but, you know, for tracking how hard I'm working, I'm always on the same bikes at the gym, so, and they match each other. So in terms of like relative effort, you know, it works. But it was okay. It was all right. Tuesday, I managed to squeeze in my run in between practice in the morning with the 6 a.m. folks and a personal training client in the morning. And so I was able to kind of be time efficient with it. So I got an easy 4 miles in. It was pretty slow. I averaged like 7:50 a mile. Not really quite sure why it was so slow, but probably I was hungry and tired. And then that evening, I was intending to swim a mile while my daughter was at swim practice. And apparently I lost count. Ended up swimming 1,900 yards. So, it's 150 yards longer than I needed. But it felt good, just nice and smooth. I had another dad was swimming in the same lane with me, and you unintentionally swim a little faster because you got someone right beside you. And so I ended up pushing a little bit in the middle, but that actually helped clean up the mechanics a little, and it felt pretty good. So all in all, it was a good day. I got a decent amount of volume in. Ended up, 37 minutes in the pool, swim 1,900 yards, so not blisteringly fast, but, it was there. And then in the morning, we just went out and ran some easy miles again with Troy. I was thinking I might do some striders when I got done. And I was feeling pretty good from the swim the night before. Like, I was feeling loose. The left knee's been a little tight lately with, the bump up in running mileage. And apparently being on the bike results in tight quads, which definitely doesn't help the knee being tight. So, and now that I've kind of actually identified the source of why those low abs have been tight, now that I've kind of gotten back into regular running again, it hasn't been an issue since I've been running, but there was a while there, like the first week or so actually running again, those low abs and hip flexors were really tight, and so when you get moving and they're getting really stretched out, it felt like I'd done a hard core workout the day before. It yanked on them. So just an easy 6 with Troy, but my head was kind of gunked up. I got a lot of water in my sinuses in that mile swim on Tuesday. And so, Wednesday night and Thursday night, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I could just feel the sinus pressure. And there was some weather moving through too. But this is sinus pressure because of the pool water that had gotten in my sinuses, and it was 2 days of pool water, 3 days of pool water coming out of my nose. But eventually, I started feeling okay. We got an easy 5 miles in on Thursday, and then I lifted before I ran on Friday, and that felt pretty good. Just general conditioning lift, kind of full body kind of stuff, nothing crazy. Checking the core stability. I did some squats with an overhead press, nice and smooth. I was doing some body weight rows on the TRX bands. Did some Bulgarian split squats, which felt okay. The left knee was a little tight on them when I started, but by the time I got done, it was all right. And then I went and ran 4 miles afterwards. Again, 70 degrees. It was a little windy, but felt good. No, it wasn't running dirt slow. It was about 7:25 pace. And then Saturday I went out and I got a full 8 miles in at the park. I averaged about 7:45 pace. It wasn't according to the data, but I forgot to stop my watch when I stopped to talk to one of my clients. I saw one of my personal training clients out at the park, and I'd worked with her the day beforehand, so I was kind of curious to see how the training felt for her. So if I account for roughly the 2 minutes I stopped, minute and a half, 2 minutes I stopped to talk to her, we were averaged really about 7:30 pace on most of it. And I felt good, By the end, I was getting tired, comfortably tired, just because I haven't been doing a lot of long runs lately, I got in a 12-miler a couple weeks, a week before I got hurt, but that's only my second 8-mile run since Thanksgiving. So, all in all, I'm fairly happy with it. And then I took Sunday as a rest day. I was pretty tired, and I was kind of doing stuff all day long. Did a whole bunch of cooking, multiple kinds of bread, prepping food for the week. And it was insane. Sunday was insane, and I meant to go run an easy 3 miles, so I could say I got 30 miles for the week. But I just ran out of time, and I was tired, and I was like, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, we got 5 hours of training in, which is a big jump in terms of total volume. So I don't want to jump it too much. It would have been getting a little greedy, adding a couple of more than 50, adding 50% in my training volume. Probably not the smartest thing to do, and I know that. As much as I like round numbers of 27 miles doesn't sound like a lot, but you add that up with a mile of swimming and half an hour of cycling, it adds up. So we're going to try to maintain the volume this week, not get too crazy, and we'll see how we go. We're not getting too greedy. So that's where we're at. Stay tuned. I know the publishing schedule's been a little goofy lately, trying to get caught up from the holidays, but we're starting to get back in the groove of things and figuring out how to slide it into the weekly schedule with the normal January rush for personal trainers and coaches. So we do have some new athletes on the team, which I'm super excited about. We got a personal training client. We also got a new runner. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited to work with some new folks too. So all in all, it's been awesome. Busy is good, but I also need to make sure I go to sleep. Yeah, I stayed up too late last night. So field season started for my wife as well. So sleeping schedules are going to be a little erratic. I'm probably not going to see her a lot. So yeah, I'm not, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, till next week, train smart.